Copyright Getty Images. President Trump. Donald John Trump. In report, North Korea has not stopped nuclear missile programs. NYT columnist Bret Stephens warns of attacks on media. Blood on the president's hands. Top Koch official fires back at critics. We are not an appendage of the GOP. Moore is the only figure in the U.S. government not paying attention to the threat posed by Russia in this year's midterm elections, according to Sen. James Lankford. James Paul Lankford, GOP Senator. Trump is the only one in the government not paying attention to Russian threat to midterms. Silicon Valley, con conspiracy theory jumps to primetime. Senate intel broadens look into social media manipulation. Senate rejects push for more election security funds. Reddit reveals hack. Senate rejects effort to beef up states' election security spending more. Arokla, the Intelligence Committee member, made the remarks in a joint interview with Sen. Amy Klobuchar. Amy Jean Klobuchar. Hills 12:30 report. Overnight defense officials make show of force on election security. Dems want probe into Air Force One tours. Pentagon believes Korean War remains consistent with Americans. Senate Democrats dissatisfied with White House's election security efforts. More. Min to CNN, in which the two detailed how the rest of the government is taking actions to try to protect the elections, despite what Lankford said were inconsistent messages in Trump tweets. The intelligence community has been very active on this. The Department of Homeland Security has been active on this, he told CNN. While the president has been inconsistent in his tweets, and some of the messaging that he's put on it, he's the only one in the government that hasn't been paying attention to this. Lankford said Trump administration has made it clear that it understands the threat posed by Russia, regardless of the president's tweets. Director of National Intelligence, Dan Coats, made it clear that Russia has been emboldened and they're getting bolder. Klobuchar added, Lankford and Klobuchar have offered legislation aimed at shoring up the nation's election system. The Secure Elections Act, which is co-sponsored by 10 senators in addition to Lankford and Klobuchar, is intended to strengthen state and federal reactions to cybersecurity and other threats posed in the elections. The Senate rejected an effort on Wednesday by Democrats to provide states with $250 million in grants to secure their election systems. Senators voted 50 to 47 against adding an amendment from Senator Patrick Leahy, D. Vermont, that would have provided the funding. 60 votes were needed to include the proposal in the appropriations legislation under Senate rules. Lankford also criticized Trump's actions during his summit in Helsinki with Russian President Vladimir Putin, saying that the president missed an opportunity to tell Putin that Russian interference in elections is not acceptable anywhere in the world.